Next, we want to turn to one of the most infamous O.J. Simpson images ever, the chase. That white Ford Bronco pursued by police on an L.A. freeway, still mesmerizing decades later. It's estimated, as we just said, 95 million people watched this as it was happening. That's thanks in part to the work of helicopter journalist and co-founder of Los Angeles news service, Marika Gerrard. And Marika joins us now live on Top Story tonight. Marika, thank you so much. If you can, take us back to that day, June 17th, 1994. Do you remember how you got the call and how you guys were able to locate the Bronco?
Oh, I remember it very clearly. We were on pins and needles waiting to find out if OJ was going to turn himself in. He was supposed to turn himself in. And we had gone down, we had flown the helicopter downtown to do the press conference where he turned himself in. And that's where the LAPD spokesperson said, he's not turning himself in, he's in the wind. I'll never forget him saying that he was in the wind. So we flew our helicopter back to the hangar and tried to figure out where we thought OJ would go. And we figured that in the end that maybe he would go down to Orange County to Nicole's gravesite. So we got in the helicopter, headed that way. And we were just over an area called the El Toro Y, where several intersections intersect there. And we heard over the scanner that OJ had been spotted, the Bronco had been spotted at the El Toro Y. So I slid the door of the helicopter open and pointed the camera down, and lo and behold, there was the white Bronco and one police car and then several more by the time. And within a couple of minutes, there must have been 10 or 12 police cars following it.
And we're looking at this now, Marika, as you were talking about it happening moment by moment. Now, you know, you've had so much experience at this point, and in our business, when you have a shot and you know you have something incredible, you're fully aware. When you're shooting the Bronco as it's going along the LA freeway and it's feeding out live, are you realizing the shot you have and what you're witnessing?
Absolutely. I had covered so many stories by this time. I think we'd been doing news about 15 years at this point in Los Angeles, and this was the culmination of two major types of stories in LA. So it's covering celebrities and covering pursuits. So here we are looking at a pursuit with a celebrity, and we had no idea what was going to happen. You know, we're used to high-speed pursuits. We're used to seeing them crash at the end. But what we're watching was a slow-speed pursuit, and we're told that OJ inside had a gun to his head. And at one point, I think you showed a shot of our helicopter down low, because we had gone down low so that I could try to point my camera into the back of the Bronco to see if he actually was holding a gun to his head. But the windows were tinted and we couldn't see in.
And remind our viewers how low you went, because I've heard you talk about this and it's incredible. You were 70 feet from the highway?
Yeah, we were very low. We were 70 feet, just for a very short period of time, just long enough to realize that we couldn't actually get a shot that we were trying to get. But the other amazing thing was all the people on the overpasses that were cheering OJ on.
That's what I was going to ask you next. How did you realize that? So you're on the Bronco. How do you realize that cars are stopping and then people are like gathering towards the freeway to watch this?
Well, it's a combination of listening to it, hearing it on the radio that I'm listening to, but also I would pull back every so often and look at what was going on, the bigger picture of what was going on below me, and you could see it. And we had a cameraman who was at the off-ramp when he got off of the freeway. So there was a crazy crowd at that point, too.
And then, you know what was strange about this, and you phrased it perfectly, it was a slow-speed chase. Did that make it more challenging, or was it easier?
It was more challenging because you couldn't fly that fast, and we didn't know when it was going to end. We didn't know if we'd have enough fuel to stay up that long. As a matter of fact, we had to stop for fuel in the middle of the pursuit, which was, it worked out because he went by LAX, and you actually could not fly over the Bronco while it was traveling in the area of the airport. So we just enough time to stop, get some fuel, and continue the pursuit live until it ended up at Rockford.
I can't even imagine the exchanges between the team of trying to fuel up, get back in the air, find OJ, along with the newsroom. My last question to you is, what do you think the legacy is of that famous chase, and what did we learn about ourselves?
Well, that's a big question. I think maybe we've learned we haven't learned that just being a celebrity doesn't make you a more important person or a bigger story. That's just another element that if you commit a crime, you've committed a crime. You're just a person that committed a crime. But unfortunately, we do live in a society where when you're a celebrity, it seems to mean either more or less.
Marika Gerrard, it's been an honor to talk to you about that amazing day, what you captured as a journalist and what's a piece of American history in a very strange way. Again, we thank you for your time.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.